Welcome, dear students. This is your fourth class, and in this class we are going to learn about adverbs of frequency. What are adverbs of frequency? We are going to use adverbs of frequencies to describe how often an action happens, but they differ in the level of frequency. Let's see. We have always when we have an action that it uses the 100% of the time. We have usually. We use this adverb when an action is between 80 or 90% of the time. We use often. We are going to use this adverb when the action is between 50 or 70% of the time. We have sometimes. We are going to use this adverb when the action is between 20 or 40% of the time. Hardly ever. We are going to use this adverb when the action is between 5 or 10% of the time. And never when the action is 0% of the time. We usually put the adverb in the middle of the sentences, after the subject and before the verb. For example, Mary often asks me for help. Often is the adverb of frequency. This adverb is after the subject, in this case, Mary, and before the verb, in this case, ask. But many of adverbs of frequency can go at the beginning of the sentence or at the end, but it is unusual. For example, usually. Usually, Peter listens to rock music, or Peter listens to rock music usually. And how we can use adverbs of frequency in negative sentences? We are going to use the adverb of frequency after the auxiliary don't or auxiliary doesn't. For example, Peter doesn't always listen to rock music. You don't always listen to rock music. And how we can use the adverbs of frequency with the verb to be? The verb to be will be after the adverb of frequency. For example, she is always on time in a positive sentence. She isn't always on time in a negative sentence. Do you have study habits when you study? Let's check many of them. Find a good place to study. Minimize distractions. Set study goals for each session. Study with a group. Ask for help. Take care of yourself. Space out your studying. What study habits do you have or do you recommend? Well, dear students, don't forget to check your notes and continue learning more English.